Gather round, kids. Next week we will return to your normally scheduled wacky scenarios from my life, but this week I feel like we really have to talk about something. So, me and Mr. H, we get along pretty well, at least if you take into account the fact that we had a pretty rocky start. And I go over for tea every once in a while, and I mean, he has his rough edges, but he usually knows where to draw the line, except for yesterday. So we were sitting on the porch yesterday, and he started going off about how Rachel Lynde had come by earlier that week and harassed him to donate some money for the church organ. Now, I can't remember his exact phrasing, but he said something along the lines of, "She is a confirmed busybody. Women like her are so prone to being aggressive." And that's apparently what he told her too. Now, in case this isn't obvious, by women like her, he meant black women. You know, black women are always so aggressive and whatever. But before we get into that, let me establish something. When I called him out on being outright mean to Mrs. Lynde, Mrs. H said, "I have a habit of being outspoken. Folks mustn't mind it." The thing is, voicing every negative thought that you have in your brain does not make you real or honest or down to earth. It just makes you rude. I mean, the phrase, "I call it how I see it," generally translates to, "I think I have some divine right to say hurtful things to other people without any consideration for their feelings, and I have no intention of changing." And this is coming from me. I mean, I know I'm prone to having outbursts or whatever, but I only say negative things to people when they hurt my feelings, and I do not get some self-righteous enjoyment out of it, and I do not consider it one of my central or good attributes. And secondly, the racism thing. Now, racism 101. You do not have to outright hate black people to be racist. You do not have to try and hurt black people on the basis of their skin color to be racist and hurtful. Racism can often be unintentional. What Mr. H said perpetuated a negative stereotype about black women, whether or not he knew it, and I'm pretty sure he did, so it's even worse. Microaggressions, those seemingly harmless little comments that are actually low-key racist, are a good example of this. I mean, I deal with this every day. People being surprised that I speak proper English, or expecting me to be able to twerk or do the nay-nay, or, you know, asking me where I'm really from, or touching my hair without permission and comparing the texture to an animal. And do they hate me for being a woman of color? No, probably not. Does that make it any less racist? Also, no. The bright side of it is that if you catch yourself saying something racist, you are not the literal Satan, so stop with the defensiveness if somebody calls you out on something problematic. It just means that you have something to learn and something to apologize for. It's doable. Trust me, I've seen it happen myself. Take Mr. H, for example. After I gave him a gentle rant, he admitted that maybe I had a point and maybe he should watch his temper more with Mrs. Lynde in the future. I mean, he's always gonna murmur about these young people whenever we have conversations like this, but it's kind of part of his grumpy old man act, and I guess as long as he gets the point. So to recap, you can't just go around sticking needles into people's eyes saying, "Oh, this is just an old habit of mine, you oughtn't mind it," or "You shouldn't get mad at people if you step on their toes and they get hurt." You should apologize and learn from the experience.